Chloe Hodges and Lane McGurk, along with Coach Amy Mallon. Today, Drexel's 75-65 over Monmouth. Just to note before we start, it's the first time that we've had 5 players in double digits since 2020. It's in the game notes, so you can grab it from there. Chloe today, 13 points on 8 assists, and Lane with the season high, 14 points and 3 assists. So we're going to start with a comment from Coach, and then we'll open up for questions for the student athletes.
Just really happy with this team win. I mean, truly team win. 5 people in double figures. You love seeing that on a box score, especially at this time in the season when your team's battling. Every game and every conference game is going to be a battle. So, and certainly Monmouth's a very tough team. So really happy we took care of business today on our home court. And I thought it was great. We had a great spark off the bench with Lane McGurk, and Ariana off the bench today was huge for us early on. And of course, Chloe just leading the way she has been, continuing to lead for us on the floor in every area has been so big for us. So just really proud of this win at home, and I just think it's showing how tough this team is getting every game.
Lane, first for you. 14 points, season high. You really came out firing in the first half. Amaris, they were really focusing on her. Monmouth's defense was, and then you come in the game, hit some big shots. You just had that confidence about you. How did you feel once you got on the court and started making a couple of those shots?
I think I just knew that what happened at Monmouth last time. They're a tough team to play. Knowing that we have them on the home court, we got to punch first. I think we did that perfectly in the first. And just understanding my role, coming in off the bench, providing that spark, that energy, like within scoring and defense and rebounding. So when I step on the floor, that's just my mindset and the type of play that I try to bring.
Do you like playing against Monmouth? Because your career high is against Monmouth last year also.
Sure.
Chloe, 8 assists, another great game, dishing out the ball, finding your teammates, and 20 assists on 27 field goals. And you guys really did a great job in the first half of that. What was the goal coming into the game against this tough Monmouth defense?
Yeah, I think just something that we've really emphasized, especially with our 5 players, Deja, Molly, Irie, is they're starting to play off of them a lot more, especially with Belle. She's a phenomenal shot blocker for Monmouth, so knowing that that's kind of what she wants to do and trying to get them more involved, like if it goes into the post or we have types of high post entries, trying to get them off some movement. And that kind of really opens up a lot for us, makes them guard them in the high post and get them the ball where they're really effective. And they did that exceptionally today, finishing some of those shots in there. And
how good did that feel to get a little revenge on Monmouth after the loss earlier this month?
Oh, so good. I mean, we struggled down there earlier this year. So it was just really nice to kind of have an all-around team performance. And going into the last 4 games now, that's exactly what we want to do, is kind of just find our momentum, no matter who we're playing, and just kind of keep this streak going into the tournament.
Yeah, Chloe, this feels like, especially as of late, every game you're kind of flirting with a double-double or a triple-double in even some games. So kind of tell me, how you're feeling, especially in the assist column. It's been really impressive, the totals you've been getting, especially in recent games. So, how are you viewing your role as kind of a facilitator and a scorer?
Yeah, I think something that Amy talks to me about a lot is trying to score first, and then things will open up. As a facilitator, I think a lot of people are starting to kind of scout more as a facilitator now, so then it's easier to kind of play off, and then the passes aren't as open. So I think just trying not to force, taking what the defense gives me, whether it's a shot or the assist to my teammates, and then just knowing that they're going to move to the right spots, I think has really helped. I mean, just building that trust as the season's gone on. I mean, you see Deja, she's playing phenomenally at the moment, and I think she is really comfortable in what we do. And you see that with Irie too. So having that from our post players is huge and really helps when they can finish those down there.
And Lane, you guys kind of have a pretty small rotation today. It was really just 7 players. So you kind of, whether it's for Amaris or Kara or Grace, you can kind of be taking any of them out throughout the game. So you mentioned having a role off the bench is a lot of energy and scoring punch. So I guess to that point, kind of having a variable role and kind of bringing scoring off the bench for a number of different players. How do you bring that role into the postseason coming up?
I think this year a new challenge for me has been trying to learn those new positions. Obviously last year going from being very one-dimensional, learning how to handle the ball, and then also play the 4 play 1 through 4, So I think it's something that I've been working on and understanding that that's what this team needs because of such a short rotation. So whatever I can bring on any given day within those 4 spots, I understand what I need to do and it's what I work at.
I like how today's conversation wasn't as focused on just scoring, but also giving both you guys your props for your strong defense, for your strong facilitating, your strong inbounding plays, and not forgetting that those are the fundamentals that have got you here today, that you are able to finally have that, well, not finally, but you're able to step into that spotlight, and it's really exciting to see you guys get into more of that scoring position. So I want to say I really liked your energy. You play very focused. You also always give back energy to your teammates, always being excited on the bench. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. You're good.
Thank you.
See you later.
Coach, let's talk about the first quarter because put up 24 points in the first quarter. Everyone was contributing. You got threes from Kara. I think Maris only had 3 points in that first quarter. You got some points in the paint as well. What was really the goal for you guys in the first quarter, really attacking their bigs inside and then the inside-out game with the threes as well?
Well, we definitely had, our mindset coming in, and part of our game plan was to put our foot on the pedal, or we set our dragon claw on the pedal, as maybe we said in the locker room. Because I think it was really evident last time we played them, we started slow, and I think we needed to set the tone early in the pace, and a lot of it was just, making hard cuts and doing those little things right from the beginning that's going to force them to play all 5 people on the floor. And I thought we did a tremendous job in the first quarter, and it really set the tone for the game. A team like Monmouth is not going away, so in that I thought, just going into the third quarter, they put the press on, and it was something obviously that we had a couple, we had some turnovers, but I also thought we handled that piece and really managed and had some big plays, whether it was a 3 from Chloe, a shot from Amaris. And the great part about it is so many people stepped up. I can't even tell you who it was. Deja hit a bucket, so it's really nice to see because that's what you need, especially at this time of the year. That's the type of momentum you need and the confidence you need in your team as we head into, what is our final 3 games and into the tournament.
Early in the year, it was mostly Amaris scoring the ball. As of late, Chloe, Kara, Deja, they've been stepping up. But today, you get the bench points. You get 14 from laying a season high. And on a night where you don't have Molly Lavin, Ariana Gravely, phenomenal night, 15 minutes, career high 8 points, 4 rebounds. Just talk about the contribution from those two really helping out the starters tonight.
It's huge because we keep saying when it comes to this time of the year, sometimes your rotation gets a little smaller, but those people that the people that are coming off the bench are the crucial pieces for you. And I know that doing this as long as I have, and you can't speed up that time and experience they're going to get. So you're hoping that that's something that just there's going to be a game. And I thought today's game was a perfect example of 2 people coming off the bench that we're going to need in order to have the success we need down the line. So really excited because we're seeing more scoring from everybody and we're piecing it together. So I'm excited because I think this team's potential, if we continue to do that, is that we can beat any team on any given night.
Real quick, I just want to throw in a note. I didn't do it while the student athletes were here. With the win tonight, we do lock up a top 4 seed in the CA tournament.
I want to say, really, I do love about women's basketball is that everybody shows up to play. Like, anybody can really just show up and take the game, as you can see. And Amiris is definitely a strong asset to the team, but today I saw, she was definitely more reserved, minimum frustration. She didn't have to worry about taking the team on herself because everybody, already showed up, like you mentioned at the beginning of the game, strong. And, at the end, the last couple of minutes, she kind of was able to score a lot at the foul line. So that really just goes to show that, you don't really always need so much that strong, heavy contribution on the floor. She can kind of take a step back and be used for some of those more vital moments.
Yeah, I think that's what, especially the last games, having others step up, we're seeing. And for Amaris, I think I'm really her leadership and understanding that she's just by her cutting, she's setting a screen for one of her teammates to get open. It doesn't even mean she's studying the screen, but just by her moving, because she's taking the defense with her. And I think that's something you learn when you're playing with a player like Amaris who can do the things she's done. And she's leading the CA in scoring, but she's doing that, and she's finding ways to make everybody around her be able to score, because there's a lot of attention on her on each scout. So this is this is exciting, because we're seeing these 5 people in the box score. So that's going to open, I think, things even up more for her down the line.
And then my last statement would be, yesterday I was watching the men's game, and one of the announcers had mentioned that a coach said at this level, at competition of higher, it's like when you win or lose, it's either you lose and you feel misery, or you win and you feel relief. But you mentioned at the beginning, like, you felt happy from this win. So I wanted to ask, like, because we kind of lose sight of having the joy, especially we're constantly grinding, staying in that mindset of consistency. How are you going to squeeze and maximize the happiness that you've experienced tonight to kind of just keep helping the team evolve?
I think we focus on, what's right in front of us all the time. Our theme has been writing our own story this season. So I think we really try to stay focused on that. And I really do. Like, I think we go into the locker room before games. We're very grateful to have the opportunity to be on the court. Every night we step on the court and we can play a game. The result's not always going to be a win. But I feel like for me, we win more than we lose. And it's not just the win category and the way this team shows up. So I get excited just to see them continue to get better, and that's a win for me. And so if that results in win where it is, that's awesome. Any loss, nobody likes to lose. And someone asked me this the other day. I saw another coach in the airport that was coming back. We actually, and she's like, "When do you get over your loss?" I go, "Until not until you win again. That's just the way it is." But it only prepares you more, because when you lose a game, you're just more sharp, focused on what you need to get better at. And, we've seen that. We had a tough non-conference schedule that has prepared us for what we're seeing now, and now we just got to keep building on each piece, each game.
I'd say building into that question, you have 3 more games left in the regular season. What are your goals for those last 3 games before you head to the tournament?
Well, obviously we have Campbell this Sunday. We just played last week. So, that is going to be a battle. We went on their home court and had a great team win there. I thought we showed up, played really well. So having them back-to-back is going to be really tough. So I think that's going to be the first, that's going to be another type of test for us that we haven't faced this year with playing a team that close. And it's our senior day. So it's a day that you want to celebrate. So you'd love to see us win our last game at home heading into the tournament until we hit the road. But I think we're going to do it the same way. We're going to prepare just like we have for every game, Friday, Sunday, and we're going to focus on the things we need to do. And I would love to finish out with a win at home, especially for our seniors. There's no better way to do it. But then we hit the road for 2 very tough road games. We're going to face Delaware, who we obviously played earlier this season and we haven't seen since January. And then we're going to play Stony Brook, who we haven't seen all season. And we're going to finish at their place. So actually, if anything, it's the best test we can have heading into the tournament, because we're going to be on the road for that. So I'm really hoping that we just finish strong, and I see us continue to grow like this box score showed us today.
Yeah, kind of speaking of that box score, you guys scored 75 today, your most in regulation of the season, 5 players in double digits. Like, it feels like you guys have been playing well for some time now, but that you guys are really firing all cylinders as of late. And even when you're playing teams in the top 5 of the conference, like against Monmouth or Campbell, like, you guys are turning in complete efforts that maybe, earlier on the season you wouldn't have had the same depth to recreate those efforts. So kind of like looking at where your offense is now, like, how are you seeing it besides just like the obvious in the box score? Like, what do you guys think you're doing differently? Is it just like shots going in, or is it like confidence or scheme, or what?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think our scheme. You look at, you just brought up losing. We lost to Monmouth last time we played them, so you really evaluate what were you doing, and why didn't we got open looks, but we missed a lot. A lot of, whether we were waiting for somebody, it was almost like we were waiting for somebody else to do something. And I think that's where our table has turned a little bit now, where everyone's involved, everyone's doing, I always said it's like you're waiting at the bus and someone walks by, you don't pay attention, but when someone sprints by, you start moving. So when this team is moving like that, it is really hard, and there's so many people moving that fast and cutting so hard, it's really hard for teams to figure out and defend. So I think that's something we're doing at a much better level than we were doing even like 3 weeks ago, and that has been the corner for us that we're turning. And I hope that continues, and I know we're going to continue to just coach them that way and focus on and giving them confidence, because I think they should be pretty confident right now in a good way. You know, there's always a target on our back. We know that going into any game. But we're also, we said we have to be a moving target. We got to keep moving and not let them catch us.
Any other questions? Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.